Hi everybody, this is Elizabeth. I have come to share a journal with you today that I made to use for Camp Reset, which is being hosted by the Reset Girl, Corey Speaker, and I will have a link in the description box that will go, I'll have several links. I'll have a link for her YouTube channel, and I will also have a link for the Camp Reset page on her website. So if you are interested, you can go and check that out and join us. It's going on for the entire month of July, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, this is the journal that I made, Traveler's Notebook style. It's 100% handcrafted, including the cover. I made this from a paper grocery sack. My husband insists on bringing certain grocery items home in the big paper grocery sacks, and I have a ton of them, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with them. So I dug in and created this cover. I used Mod Podge to glue together 5 layers of the sack, and you can see it's pretty stiff. I've got a little bit of a wrinkle here from working it around and bending it, and but it's nice and stiff. For that reason, after I punched the holes here, I don't know if you can see, but I laid it on my scoreboard and I scored some lines 1/8 inch apart, both front and back, just to give it a little bit of flexibility so that it would wrap around the journal inserts a little better. And this is just a regular elastic from Joanne from the sewing department. So I've made 3 inserts for this, and I've used the Summer Prelude kit from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And all I did, I printed 3 pages that I used for the covers of each section. I have 3 sections here, and they roughly have about 8, I think about 8 pages each. So it's cut to 4 1/4 inches by 8 inches for the pages. And I made the cover 9 3/4 by 8 1/2. So I have a printed page here for the front, the first page in each signature, and then I just went into my junk box and I pulled out papers. This one here is one that misprinted. You can see a heading up here, and then I was printing double-sided on my printer and I forgot to mark the short edge as the binding edge, so it printed upside down on the back side. The header is down here. So I just tossed it in my junk box to be used for junk journaling. And then it's blurred here because I took some re-inker from my for my ink pads, and I put it into a spray bottle with some water, and I sprayed these with ink. I did not want to use tea for dyeing these, or Kool-Aid. I wanted the brown vintage look, but I didn't want the acid from the tea. So I used my re-inker, and you can see it's kind of blurred the lines, and it just looks, it looks really cool. But I filled the inside mostly with these scrap papers. This was from, one of those, I don't know, I think it was probably like an insurance policy or something, and a letter, cover letter, and most of the page was blank. So I cut those off and I put those in my junk box. And some graph paper from the thrift store. This is parchment paper that I lay under my pages when I don't want the little dots from the trays that I use in the oven. I'll put parchment paper underneath them, and then I just use that to make my own little bags. So this is a pocket. Some scrapbook paper, which I punched with my Fisker's Edge Punch. I did not dye those. So I just have plain papers in here because these booklets are intended for journaling and other things like that are a part of Camp Reset, and I'll just talk a little bit more about that after I show the journal. So I'll flip through here, the other side of that bag, graph paper, and I'm going to be decorating this as I go. So these are all just plain pages right now. And the second signature, I just love these little birds. I think they're absolutely adorable. Debbie Ann Parent is the designer behind Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and she just does an absolutely beautiful job. I love, love, love her kits. That was a little note that I made to myself. And I thought I cleaned them all out of here, but obviously I didn't before making this video. This is a piece of paper I was using as a stamping mat. I was working on some project, obviously. It looks like I was doing some stenciling. Oh, I remember the mixed media project I did for that. And then again, when I was done with it, I stuck it in my junk box, and that's what I pull out of to make these pages. Whoops. I haven't done anything with the strings yet, again, because I didn't want any decorating in here. That's part of what my Camp Reset activities are going to be. So these are just the plain pages, more parchment paper, some flip out, and then on to the third booklet or signature. Another note. I leave myself notes everywhere. I love sticky notes. I go through pads and pads of sticky notes at a time. This was a book page, and I was testing out some of my watercolor pencils, and I thought the colors just went absolutely beautifully with this kit. So I included this in here. I think that's what it was. This is some vintage ledger paper that I got at the thrift store. Again, scrapbook paper. Just clearing out some of my boxes using the scraps. Brown paper from, it was packing material from Amazon order or something like that, you know. This is another little envelope I've made from the parchment paper that, well, actually no, this one's not from parchment paper. This, if you can see these little zigzaggy edges there, we put sticky tile down in our basement. And one of my girls brought me the backing from the sticky tiles and said, "Hey mommy, will these work in a junk journal?" And it's pretty much like parchment paper. So I said, sure, let's try it. And I did, and it does. And I've just like, whoops, that one's not glued down and it's flipping around. I just love this little wrinkled edge, zigzaggy edge here from that. So that's eventually going to glue down here as I work in the journal. It was one of the few things that I decided, hey, along with this pocket here, I was going to do this before I actually started camp. And this is just a cut off from the pages, or it was another one of those scrap pieces of paper that cut off a letter or something like that, anyway. And then this is a cut off from the printed papers that make these pages of the journal. So that's my basic journal. Yes, it is plain, and it was intended to be that way right now because I'm going to do the decorating as I work in it. I will be using each signature for a different thing in camp. The first booklet is going to be where I will copy daily a Bible verse, and I get these from rachelwoho.com. And I'll put that link in the box below too. She has a daily Bible reading challenge, or a monthly Bible reading challenge and journaling. And so I like to just copy the verses out and meditate on them and, you know, pray through those and seek the Lord for what He has for me in my life through those scriptures. So that's going to be in my first booklet. And then in the second booklet will be the Faithful Listers, which is another Reset Girl challenge, and this is also part of camp. The Bible journaling or the Bible copying from Rachel Woho is not. That's a personal part of my reset journey that I'm incorporating into camp. But the Faithful Listers is a part of the Camp Reset Challenge. Either that or Listers Got a List. It's you get to earn a badge. This is just like kids camp. and or Girl Scouts actually, maybe more so. And for that, for the listers challenge, the faithful listers, I'll be numbering my days with these stickers from the Discover kit at the Reset Girl shop. And then I will also probably be incorporating some of these cards that came from the Discover Girl Crafty Play kit. So these are the kinds of what I'll be including for some journaling cards in my faithful listers portion. And then the third portion or the third booklet of this is going to be for mindful moments, little journaling notes, just things to keep track of or journal or record as part of this reset journey. So I do have here, I've printed out all of the Summer Prelude kit. And so these are extras, ephemera, and things that come with the kit that I have cut out, and I will be using these to decorate and add to the journal as I go. But like I said, it's part of my month-long process for Camp Reset. So more cut-offs from the pages, and these are cut-offs from my ink-dyed pages. And then I went through I just went through my scrap boxes and found some, well, these are tags from new washi tape. They didn't even make it into a scrap box. They just were lying on my desk, and I said, hey, I'm going to include these. They might make some nice page tabs or something. And scraps of cardstock and scrapbook paper and book pages. And then the one thing, I have to give a shout out to my friend, DJ. Hey, Dolores. She sends me happy mail, and these gridded journal cards were in the last package that she sent me, and they're just absolutely perfect for including in this. So I will be here and there as I go through the month and use this book. So I just want to thank you all for taking a look at this video. And if you're interested, please check out the Camp Reset page and Corey's channel and sign up and join us. It's going to be lots of fun. Thanks. Bye.